Studios. Bueller, Dodge, and Dennis ready to break you off some MMA news. Of course, recap UFC 222 from last week. Lots of stuff going on. Dodge is on the strong board once again. And we got Gene from Team Voodoo here once again. What?
Taller than last time.
This is Gene, the MMA machine.
Gene, the MMA machine. Of course, he's been in here. He's got a lot of inside info with MMA, and he's got a team that he's bringing up from Mongolia.
Yes.
That are doing some big things. So what's happening, man?
Had nothing to do with Winnie the Pooh, believe me. All right,
Team Paddington.
We're bringing one of our main guys in who's going to be fighting here at Tachi Palace coming up on the March 29th.
Tachi Palace is in Central California?
Yes, in Lemoore.
Not in Northern California like I thought.
California,
What?
This is Naguri Akhtabar. He's our first opportunity given him to fight, and was in a U.S. pro kickboxing match where he fought an 18-2 Peruvian fighter and destroyed the guy. The guy.
I love anything Peruvian.
Oh, I'm telling you, just especially that. Well, we won't go into that.
Isn't that where guinea pigs come from? It's Peru, right?
But anyways, now he's coming up in weight to fight
No, that's not true.
In California.
Totally native.
He's going to be fighting Randall Buddy Wallace.
Oh, out of Oakdale MMA.
Yes.
Oh, local guy.
So Nagiri, which is also Nameless Young Hero, that's his full
Don't you
name,
serve that at your restaurant?
Nagiri, yeah.
something like that, has an opportunity to make another statement, but this time it'll be on the MMA scene.
All right.
So breaking out there, and he's also his partner working trying to get in here is Sumbi, who is U.S. pro MMA scene, 170-pound champion, 4-0 national wrestling champion. So we're trying to get him out here too, and he's a busy one.
4-0 national wrestling champion from Mongolia?
Yes. Yeah, he's the current MGL1 fighting champion, undefeated welterweight at 170 pounds. Former national champion, so he's definitely got it. And like I said, Augie, he's competed in MGL1, and he's 3-1 in MMA, but 11-1 in kickboxing, and also. But these guys, the whole thing about these guys is the way they are, is their lives. They're combat initiatives. Their backgrounds are all special forces, Homeland Security, and SWAT, and they're specialized in hand-to-hand combat.
Wow.
So these are actual killers.
These guys are actually...
And they all live in the back room at Gene's house.
Yeah.
In bunk beds.
It's cool because I feed them neighbors and I'm buying up property like crazy. But really, guys, come out there to Tachi Palace on the 29th and come and see him, show your support. These guys are awesome. And they
29th of March?
29th of March, the end of this month. Tachi Palace in Lemoore.
Lemoore. So like around the Tulare area, right?
Yeah.
Kind of?
Yeah, you hit Fresno and then you're going to go west.
Towards the hill.
Oh, yeah, you go like 4 hours west.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 45 minutes, not 4 hours.
4 hours.
If you go that far, you're gone
Again,
too far. Once again,
geometry.
thank you, Richard Goodman, for the opportunity and everything you get through there. Bellator, UFC, you better listen up because these guys are good.
Oh, there's a reservation that does fights out there that literally takes 4 hours to get to once you get off the freeway.
Oh, my God. Sometimes it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And my partner, Tony, who's out there, I know, watching. And all you people out there in Mongolia are watching this on live.
What's up, Mongolia?
With subtitles.
What's happening?
Show up, show your support, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you better keep that translator on us, too.
Yeah.
That was good, Gene.
We did not call
was
ourselves
almost-
white devils.
It was almost like he wrote it.
Yeah,
Almost like he wrote it.
I like the edits that he made, though.
yeah, it was good.
Especially the highlighted ones.
So 26 in the highlights. Yeah. Good color highlighter there. The blue. You didn't go traditional yellow. I like
my
that.
teacher go over it.
Yeah, but that just shows you how far Gene will go to get you out there.
Exactly.
Put up with us assholes.
26th of this month happening at Tachi
29th.
Palace. 29th of this month happening at Tachi Palace. Go ahead and check that one out.
Geometry and numbers.
Moving on from there, man. I'm hungry. Leave me alone. Moving on from there, we're jumping into some MMA news. Conor McGregor is now the new king
Yeah, of Burger King.
of Burger King.
That's funny, but he's McChicken.
Dude,
We'll get to that.
Best comment ever. I swear. to
By
God.
Holloway, yeah. So obviously there was a commercial. I haven't seen it on TV yet, but I did see it on YouTube, floating around the internet. He obviously posted it on his Instagram, and he says, "I'm making deals and taking deals. Kings recognize kings." And then he says,
Get me on the value deal.
Congrats to Jay-Z on the #1 takeover from Diddy on the highest paid Forbes list. Goes on, and then he says something about I like this is 50 Cent. Someone tagged 50 Cent in this post for me. He blocked me. This is the mad 50-year-old Instagram blocker. Don't block me, kid. I still like some of your songs, like the older ones. Kings bless you all, and then tagged Burger King in the whole thing. I don't know what to really make of all this.
He's losing
50
his
Cent
mind.
50 Cent immediately reposted or posted something afterwards that it was a video that's now been deleted because he said, don't get me fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Conor McGregor is a talented fighter and all that. He's talented for a white boy. But you know... But you know,
he can do that because he's black.
but he says, but us have superior genes.
What do you mean us? We?
I'm not gonna.
I'm a superior.
Yeah.
What do you
He says,
I'm superior.
but you know, we have superior genes when it comes to that kind of shit. White people, in order to make a white champion, they had to make up Rocky. They couldn't. They had to make that shit because they can't actually do that shit. It's too much work. He even then started talking about how he might be getting so much money now that he'll leave his wife and kid just like Connor did. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And then Max Holloway had a great response to this thing. He put up on his Twitter there. You went from King of Ireland to the King of the Chicken. Looking forward to that 2 strips meal coming April 7th. Shout out to the real Fighting Irish, the ones who value what's in your heart before what's on your waist. Hawaii respects you and welcomes you with open arms. Conor McGregor just kind of skipped over that, went directly to 50 Cent, put up this picture of 50 Cent and said, Happy International Women's Day. Get your tits out for the lads, ladies. We love you. Oh. Superior genes, my big ball sack. I'm made of granite. You need a bra. I
want to watch 50 Cent fight.
You're 50 years old. Fuck off. I do love you, though, 50. You're a mad bastard. We still have proper love for your tunes over on this side of the world. I even blasted one of them free walking into the Madison Square Garden. It was called I Run New York.
Dude,
I
want to see them fight so bad.
So obviously Conor McGregor has a new sponsorship.
Yeah. 50 Cent took what, 7 shots? Just like 2
9. I thought he got shot 9 times.
Yeah.
Got shot more than Tupac?
No.
Yeah.
See, what I
shot 9
like
times.
is this guy's going to talk shit because he thinks it's like wherever he is across the pond that it just works that way. And then he's going to end up coming over here. Look, dude, Biggie and Tupac were big, bro.
They got shot.
They're dead. Keep running your mouth, McChicken.
Or in Cuba, making still hit records. You know.
Yeah. or in a UFO with Elvis in Area 51.
Max Holloway talking about the whole thing says, you know what, they can talk about the past all they want. They knew who the toughest fighter is. He's like, you got all these guys talking about the past, but you know, basically, you know who the best is. If the best is blessed, and when he's ready to put his big boy pants back on, come to a real fight. In this phrase, we'll be here. Would you like to see Conor fight Holloway?
I want to see Conor fight 50.
Sure, why not?
How about Conor fight anybody, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
That would be nice.
At this point in time, though, he's not going to fight any real fighters, so he probably would fight 50.
Well, there was that whole thing where he talked about how, I was going to come out and fight Frankie, and everyone says, basically it was safe. But I
At
guess
165, he wanted a weight class made.
Dana says that it's true. He did call me up and say he'd be willing to take the fight.
He called him up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Conor called Dana. It was like, I'll fight at 165.
It's true.
Give me another belt. I want your belt. Give me your belt.
It's true.
Give me your belt. I want your belt.
Let's talk about my buddy Max Griffin beating the hell out of Perry.
Yeah?
We will.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to talk about Mike Perry right now because Mike Perry, his girlfriend is no longer his girlfriend.
Oh,
this is news,
face?
by the way.
Why
This
the
is
long
like across
face?
a bunch of MMA websites.
Why is it news?
Because she posted this whole thing gets really weird. She
Because
posted
Colby
this.
Covington caused it.
No, she posted this whole
Fuck
thing.
no, man. It was
Posted this whole
who's that,
thing.
who's that guy who lifts weights over on the East Coast?
Max, or what's his name?
You got to narrow it down.
Yeah, no, who you're talking
The
about.
troll dude.
Yeah, the Shadow King.
The Shadow.
Shadow-
Shallow
dead.
King.
Shallow
He's
King's
allegedly
He's
dead.
not dead. He stole fucking Perry's girl.
No.
Yep.
Oh, took her in the deep end.
So she posts this thing on Instagram that says, please read in full, Mike and I are no longer together. I wanted to explain what was going on before I have so many people ask. They love and support us. They're invested in us. They deserve answers.
Mike and I?
Where's Mike? Why aren't you guys together? I don't want to have to answer these questions, so I'm going to put it all out
Mike
there
and
now.
I actually broke up
So
for a while, too.
They're putting this all on Instagram, and then she says, unfortunately, we all make mistakes. Mike had a wandering eye, and this time it wandered too far. There was no phisical cheating, but I just couldn't return in form. Like, we're still going to be friends.
That's fucked up. He got punched in the face. It's not a wandering eye. It's a lazy eye. He left her because he got a lazy eye from getting
I don't
beat
think
up.
he was too upset because, immediately after, this is his Snapchat where he's wandering the beach with some other broad.
Yeah, but he had to wear a patch apparently because he has a lazy eye.
Yeah,
This week-
it's a wandering one. It just kind of fucking looks off.
This week they post
Max
this.
kept-
It
Max
is.
kept
No,
telling
check
him,
this out.
"Look this way."
This week they post this video together on YouTube that was like, all right, look, y'all, we're not together anymore, but we're still best friends. We hang out sometimes. But, it is what it is. Like, we're still going to... It was the most awkward fucking thing I've had to watch. And, why is this on?
Hey, they are high as in my opinion. In my opinion, this picture looks like two people Got her lit.
He does. It looks like he's on heroin.
But it's just funny that
No, that's his wandering eye, man. It's just.
and she's like, and then they're like,
That's
"Hey,
we call
this
that a
happened a
stiff and
week
Griffin."
before. This happened a week before the fight. They're saying
week
this
before the
this
fight?
happened a week before
You
the
like that,
fight.
Matt?
This has been going on for a while. We just didn't want to break it before the fight. You know, let everyone have deal with the fight, and then we could talk about it.
Oh,
now.
so he still had her corner in the ring.
Yeah.
Screaming
Because
shit.
they're still best friends.
Kill him.
Because they're still best friends.
Okay.
You're not getting that.
You got to punch him in the face.
Would you
what do you think
ever
I'm trying to do?
Make a YouTube video
No.
with you and your ex
No.
right after you break up to
No.
explain to all your friends and family on Facebook and Instagram you're not together anymore.
No.
If it was like one of those ones where I buttered the floor and had a picture of pee,
Yeah.
that you would see us together in that kind of thing. But other than that,
I just thought this thing was
Were you like,
so
were you surrounded
freaking
around the
awkward,
walkway and
man.
call him in?
Yeah.
Help me!
I
yeah,
don't know if you were going porn or what, I was like, where is this going?
Be like, what kind of video are we
What
watching?
is
I
going
would
on
not
here?
use butter. For
I don't know. We're
porn.
talking about videos with our exes. It could go any way. you
Yeah.
know?
It's not the
That's
podcast.
so awkward.
Pictures of urine, we're all good.
Oh yeah, pictures of urines are totally clean. You can drink it. Do you want me
Ask
to bring
Machida.
it? Yeah, ask Machida.
He didn't drink a pitcher.
He took a picture of him drinking pee. That's the same thing.
God damn it.
How was that all about?
Moving on.
Moving on, Luke Rockhold.
You ain't gonna get me, bro.
Luke Rockhold recently had an interview on the MMA Hour where he says he doesn't think he's going to be coming back at 185 pounds. That he wants to move up. He said the weight
gonna say
cut is
205,
too much for me. As you get older, your bones get bigger. The last couple cuts have been really brutal. I've had trouble regulating my body temperature and all that shit. It's not fun. It's not fun to cut anymore. I'm a different fighter at 205. The weight cut has taken a lot out of me. And
Your
he-
bones get bigger at 205?
apparently,
Which one?
as you get older.
Which one?
As you get older.
My bones did
The
not
bones.
Get, my bones did not
bones
get any
get
bigger.
bigger
I do have a
as you
certain
get
bone that
older?
does get bigger.
According to Luke
I
Rockhold.
thought you lose
That's
bone
Bro
mass.
science, bro.
Phil has nothing to
Isn't
do
that
with
like osteoporosis?
Yeah, I thought you lose bone mass.
Bro science.
No, he's still mad. Because
His last fight against Yo Romero, they had to do the early weigh-ins, and he said he was not happy about it, or that they don't do the early weigh-ins, that it was later,
okay, yeah.
and so he was not happy, and it just took too much out of him. Alexander Gustafsson said, beware of coming up in weight because I will be standing at the front door waiting. Luke Rockhold welcomes that. He says, I'll be ready. I'll handle my business. You better make sure because I'm coming for that ass.
Can we just say, like,
Coming for that
can we just,
ass.
like a
Coming for that
PS,
fruit
just a PSA, Luke Rockhold, if your bones are getting bigger, go see somebody. That's not,
If they get really big, I don't think it's osteoporosis.
It's
It could be
elephant man.
osteoporosis.
Elephantitis.
no, that's
Gigantism?
elephantitis of the nuts.
Osteoferocious.
Yeah, it's happening real fast. I'm coining that.
He's like
I'm coining it right now.
Tyrannosaurus Flex at that point, huh?
Shit,
That's going to be your new
You know how you
supplement
spell that?
line,
You know how
huh?
you spell that? OS.
Yeah.
Ferocious.
Ferocious.
That's the senior metal band, right?
Yeah.
Osteoferocious.
Nice. Put it in the book.
Put it in the book. Right next to Tyrannosaurus Flex. They gotta go together.
They tour together all the time. High Times Magazine is going to be naming Nate Diaz one of the most 100 influential people in cannabis.
Makes sense.
He was already flashing his award that he is getting. Possibly, I think this happened March 1st, but I haven't seen the issue yet in which it has come out where I don't know what number he is.
Rosenthal gonna get in there, too?
It should be.
Money.
But yeah, they said basically it's like the Forbes 100 list, but for pot people.
They like it. In his contract, they
Just
pay him
like
in weed.
that.
They don't have to pay
Didn't
him
Rumble
in
also
cash.
quit to open a dispensary or some
I
shit?
think so.
Yeah, put him in there. Right next,
don't think
right
you
next to
could-
Willie Nelson.
Yeah, I don't think you could pay him in weed, especially when I've seen him at some of these dispensaries. I had no idea that they had Ziplocs. Have you seen
Oh, yeah.
this?
They're made for luggage. That's when
Yeah.
you ziplock your dirty
I had
clothes
no
in.
idea, but he's like a 3-arm bag. Instead of the old 3-finger, it's a 3-arm bag.
This
when
is
you-
enough.
When you go on vacation and you got to come back with dirty clothes, you vacuum seal that shit.
Oh, really?
The odor doesn't get on your clothes.
Not in California.
Not in California. though.
Pack it full of bud.
I don't wear clean clothes. I never have.
We got a whole group of fighters that have been cut from the UFC roster as of yesterday.
Sure have.
We got Pierto Megna,
Bye, Pierto.
Galore Bonfado,
Later,
Dimitri Pobohiris.
Wait, Bafondo's gone?
Yep.
Yeah.
Carl's, Johns, Day Thomas. All 4 of those guys are gone.
Anybody with 3 names?
Bobby Nash. All the way.
You had a fucked up
Wait,
man.
Bang
You're
Bus
out,
is
man.
gone?
All the way Bang Boost is gone.
What? After his methamphetamine laced Twitter.
He was upset that his lip got changed, man. Angela Magna, gone. She's back on Twitter just being naked. Chris Wade, Kaylin Karan.
Same.
Nate Marquardt and Francismo Barroso.
Don't make fun of my name.
So anybody there that you're sad to see go?
Bang Bus.
Bang Bus and Marquardt, just because Marquardt always shows up and puts on a show.
He does.
He's one of those guys that could always call, almost like the Hippo or like Cote up in Canada.
Yeah.
That would show up and fight.
So you're just gonna call him what? It was like from the Midwest.
He's pretty loyal.
Where's he from?
Loyal too.
And Bang
He's a
Boost's
company man,
Bang
yeah.
Boost's crazy punches or whatever. Like we didn't even know what the hell he was doing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was fun to watch.
It was fun to
Hammer
watch.
fist type
It's a new
stuff.
company. They're going to play a different game.
Yeah.
So we do have some USADA news. We got 2 fighters that have already been busted. Obviously, they are now getting their
Where's
sanctions.
the USADA graphic?
It's not the same one. These aren't new. These are just now getting their.
No, the one that goes across the screen that Dennis showed us. It was like,
Click the lower USADA button real quick. The lower.
we got new graphics, by the way.
we're
Get
testing
your
them out.
If Josh could figure out how to push the buttons,
There you go.
Where?
The bottom one. Yeah.
nothing happened.
Just there you go. It'll go on.
Woohoo!
Damn.
Cat. What the fuck is that? Oh, okay.
Anyway, you might as well start reading. You might as well start reading. USA! USA!
Duh.
Why you sad?
Oh, it's going away.
sad?
Sada.
Get on board.
Why are you sad?
Duh.
Mongolia, it's not always like this. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
No, usually it's worse.
They're
What's
going to-
GSP's favorite letter?
Country.
Hey!
Yeah.
Nobody else knows that? No. All right. Anyway, Ian Kutabala, basically, he failed his drug test, so he's been given for ozone therapy, which I didn't know was a fucking thing.
What, do you have to fly up for that?
Ozone therapy apparently was when they inject oxygen into your body.
Yep.
I didn't know this was a thing,
That
but
was a
apparently,
bad thing.
Used to do that in Japan. That's what they did with a lot of the cables.
I thought that was a bad thing to do.
but apparently, I don't think.
Where did they put the air?
I don't know. Feeling short.
This is some bullshit
I
now.
got fucked last time. This ain't gonna happen.
You're gonna get fucked again.
Right.
Wait till that camera goes up.
You can buy that video next week. $29.95.
Which I didn't know this was a thing, but apparently it's not allowed in USADA.
now it's
you know?
No,
Ozone,
seriously,
yeah.
where is the oxygen put in your body?
No, they reflow.
Your lungs?
They reflow it in your blood.
In your butt.
Oh, so almost like with the.
It's like an IV thing.
So it's like what the
Got it.
bicyclers were doing.
Exactly.
Blood doping.
So
blood
he
doping,
did
yeah.
declare this on his paperwork, even though it was out of competition. They did say he did.
But it involved an IV, so he
and it
should
was
know
with
that
it
it's
was with the
illegal.
doctor.
But it
and it was
involved an IV.
prescribed to
I
him.
just 2 letters. Come on.
It was also prescribed to him, so they
4,
said
right?
because that it was under the guise of a doctor,
IV.
he's going to be basically taking his thing. So he's got a 6-month ineligibility.
And he took that, right?
And he
was
took
like, okay,
that.
that's cool.
Yeah, I'll
Whatever.
take 6 months. And then obviously Cynthia Carvalho, who we talked about smoking the demon weed, the devil's lettuce
The
over
devil's
there,
lettuce.
Jamaican basil, whatever you guys call it these days.
Jamaican basil.
Whatever you guys call it.
smoking on them tweeds over there.
She is taking her
Sticky punch.
I believe she also has a
Purple-headed yogurt
6 month
slinger.
a 6 month
Alaskan Thunderfuck.
ineligibility.
Strawberry banana.
Alabama whammo.
Little kind of USADA news, I guess. Some more drug testing news. I don't know. This is not quite MMA, but Canelo Alvarez, the boxer who just fought Triple G, they've been talks. They were going to have a rematch. He just got busted.
Oh, shut up. For the Cinco de Mayo fight?
Yeah. So it's
No
off.
way.
No, it's still on.
No, right now it's under investigation and possibly off.
I thought they said that they were good with the tainted meat, and he just has to move to his training
Well,
camp
this
to
is
America.
what he's saying he's going to
Okay,
do. So
okay.
what happened is he tested positive for clenbuterol. Clenbuterol is obviously a steroid. This is something he claims that he got from tainted meat from Mexico because he lives in Mexico.
Right.
He is not the first fighter to make this claim,
No.
nor is he the first fighter to actually have this actually happen to him, where they tested the meat he was eating, found clenbuterol, and then gave them
I
a
love
pass.
it. That he's like, what do those MMA guys say happens to all the time? The tainted meat, right?
So he said, I will move my entire camp to the United States so that everything can be tested. I am not a dirty fighter. It just happened to be.
Just don't go to Albuquerque.
Say, is he going to move to San Diego?
Don't go to
Yeah, right.
Albuquerque.
So that fight is still in jeopardy. Also, I read recently that his own trainer came out and said that his hands were illegally wrapped in the last fight.
Why would you do that?
I don't know why he said
would
that.
you do that?
He basically, they said that they were packing his hand wraps. So basically, they were throwing down tape.
Where was the fight?
In Vegas. They were throwing down tape and then
this is
gauze
bad.
and then tape and then
No, you
gauze,
can't.
basically
That's
creating
stacking. You can't do
yeah,
that.
it's called a
That's
cast.
stacking.
And his
Exactly.
trainer saw it happening and said, "You can't do that." And apparently, according to his trainer, the athletic commission goes, "No, he's fine. You can do that." And they go, no, we don't want to get in trouble. You can't do that. And the other commissioner's like, no, it's fine. The fight's going to happen. He can do that.
I find that kind of hard to believe.
You know what happened?
I do find that hard.
He
Really,
left
in
the
boxing
meeting.
you do, where cash is king?
But I'm saying,
they're not going to stop that fucking
screw-
Canelo Triple G fight an hour beforehand.
No, but they scrutinize so much, and I mean that kind of rule, that being caught. I mean, because when they're done, that kind of fight, championship fight, they take the wraps, they put them in a plastic bag, they go to the commission when they're done.
They take the wraps at the camo.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so it's been, what, 6 months since the fight and nothing's come out about it? And
Okay.
now,
Of course
Nothing's
not.
come out about it except for, like I said,
Except for
Canelo's
now.
trainer
Yeah.
is the one that was like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, I saw him do it, and we
And
should
this
go.
dumbass
Now he
just-
says it.
yeah,
That's
this
like
dumbass
saying,
let- you know what it
I was
was?
touched by Michael Jackson, too. No.
He was in a meeting and they were like, "Shit, this is bad. I just got busted for this. We need a diversion." And he was like,
Yeah.
"I got it."
Yeah,
Hey, last
exactly.
fight we
That's
had,
about it.
his hands wrapped were illegal.
That's right.
Wait, what?
Why would you
do that,
always
man?
trainer say that?
He was wearing an
Shut up!
illegal
No, you
cup.
said it's a diversion. Don't look at the meat.
So you know the guy who had the gloves and was testing and went walking into the office and was like, "Hey, I found these gloves," and they were like, "Just go put it in that box over there. And put that box in the incinerator right now.
UFC
You're fired."
224 has an official main event. Amanda Nunes will defend her championship against Raquel Pennington. We
They
talked
couldn't-
about this was rumored
They
for a
couldn't
while.
get Pennington to step aside, huh?
No, dude, it's a title fight.
No.
How much money are they going to slide her to step aside?
I know, but they were trying.
There was
really
rumors
hard.
that they were trying to ask her, hey, if you just wait a little while, we're going to make Nunes and Cyborg.
Yeah.
Cyborg want
I'm
to
looking
fight.
at the card here to see how many
Yeah.
American fighters are going to get fucked on this.
Yeah, because this is going down in Rio de Janeiro. We also have, we talked
how
about
that's
before,
ran
Vitor
before.
Belfort, Lyoto Machida. Jacare against Kevin Gastelum. I like that
So I
fight.
guess tell him's fucked.
Talas Laides going up against Jack Mason. Glover Teixeira against Volkan Ozdemir.
Yeah, Ozdemir, you're fucked. The only one that's complicated here, Belfort versus Machida, that's going to cause a civil war, or the entire crowd is going to be silent.
Who do you like
It'll
in
be
the
interesting.
main event?
Nunes,
Nunes or
Nunes.
Rocky?
Nunes.
I like Nunes.
I'm going Pennington because I'm with the power couple,
It's because you love Tisa
and
that much?
they can't both lose.
You love Tisa that much?
They can't both lose.
UFC going down in Atlantic City. Their main event is now going to be Edson Barbosa against Kevin Lee.
All right.
I got Barbosa in that fight all day. I
That's
feel
a-
like Kevin Lee's a little overrated.
Yeah,
He
I
talked
agree.
his way into that shot with Tony. Bit off more than he could chew. I definitely will be taking Barbosa.
I would take
Walk
Barbosa,
the
but I
walk.
think I'd give Lee a little more credit. I think it's going to be a good fight. I like it.
Also on that card, David Branch, Thiago Santos, Corey Anderson, and Patrick Cummins. So that was going down March.
Fucking Patrick Cummins, dude. The guy went from barista to making bucks in the UFC.
No shit.
Like, you got to give that dude credit. I don't
He
care.
made Cormier cry.
He made Cormier cry.
It's a new cereal, Cormier Tears.
So that's going down
Tears of a
April
Clown.
21st in Atlantic
Tears-
City.
Oh, that's what it should come out to.
Tears of a clown.
Bellator 200 will be coming up very soon.
Stop making up numbers, Bellator. This is bullshit, man.
I think
Bellator, call me.
We lost that deal. Remember, we said they'd be gone by now.
Well, then when they're making up numbers, what are you supposed to do, man? It's like they
200's a
pick
good
up where
number.
Strike Force left off.
Not only that, but Scott Coker has definitely picked up where Strike Force left off. He is now going to have Roy Nelson fight Mirko CroCop.
Two.
Good.
Right?
For the second, yeah, they fought like 7 years ago. But yeah,
okay.
so
Make up the
my
That's
thing
because
is
Nelson's
like,
out of the tournament, right?
And they're trying
Yes.
to make trying to make Rampage.
hold on, yeah,
Okay.
it's not going to be on this card, but they
Okay.
also are trying to make, again, this is Scott Coker being like, hey, old fighters, you guys still want some money? All right, Rampage, you're going to fight Vanderlei for the 4th time.
Yeah.
Why?
Hey,
Bring your,
Why?
bring your wheelchairs, bring your walkers.
because you still have the people out there who want to see the older
Yeah,
guys
it's money,
out there.
man.
And I'm telling you, one
all
thing
money.
you got to say about Scott, and I give him all the credit in the world, he is a showman because he knows how to put
I
it
think-
together,
I-
and he's been doing it since day one.
I think
way before
Paramount
these
definitely
guys
has a
do it.
fire under his feet, and they're like, hey, you got to get some shit that works.
I think
So
he knows
put
how
on
to
some
roll
good
it.
fights
I
and
think
put
he
on some
knows how
showy
to-
fights that
He's
people
not
are
a
going
guy
to
to take-
big
who-
tent in it. You
who
know what I
will
mean?
take pressure.
They're tent fights.
He's not a guy to take pressure of people. He makes his Jones.
Yeah.
Osteo ferocious.
That basically sums it up right there.
Yeah, they've been pretty darn successful so far.
They
I
have.
gotta say.
They have. Rizin is going to be trying something new with their ticket offers. Basically, in Japan only, you can buy a season pass,
Season pass.
and you'll
Rizin?
get for
Is that
Rizin.
all
This
the
is
same
if you're
girl?
in Japan. Huh? Wow.
No, I'm seriously asking.
No.
What did you
Okay.
say?
That's like saying they all look
I thought
alike.
that was a teenage boy.
If you buy tickets, if you buy this package from Rizin, if you're in Japan,
to
you
get
can go
my
see
eyes
the
fixed.
July 29th, the September 30th, and the December 31st show, all at the Satahama Super Arena. You can buy a package that gets you all of them at the same
And
time.
they give you a free Kinder Egg.
Yeah, something like. I think you get Pokemon
one of
Go,
those has your package.
hat. I mean, would you do this though? Would you?
I don't know how much is it.
If MMA, if the UFC or Bellator or anybody actually had a place that they go to on a regular basis, if you could buy a season pass,
yeah, because if obviously in
if
Vegas,
they did one for the SAP Center, how about that?
yeah, if they, Bellator would do that in Vegas,
Or
they
the
could
One
do,
Center.
Mandalay,
Uh-huh.
the
The
Mandalay.
the one center and SAP. I'd buy. Yeah.
I mean,
How come they don't do it the Oracle?
in the restaurant business, like if you want to buy the UFC, it's a lot of money because you have to get a public viewing license and you have to go through handles. But they used to not do this, but now they offer deals where it's like if you buy the next 3 UFCs, we'll cut it all the way down to this amount. Normally for us, like our size restaurant, it's like $1,800
that's right,
to watch the fights. But they're like, hey, if you buy 3, we'll do $1,200 a fight.
Wow.
And then they send you a bunch of swag, right?
Oh yeah, they send you all kinds of stuff. So I mean, would you do this though for actual live tickets to MMA?
It would have to be Bellator in San Jose for me personally.
Yeah.
And I would consider it. I would consider
Depending
it.
on how much.
Yeah, especially like if it happened to be right around Grand Prix season.
Oh, yeah.
100%. I would absolutely do it.
That'd be pretty
Without
awesome.
a doubt. Well, I do it at my house and every pay. Never mind.
Whoa.
The Charles Mask Lewis documentary will be releasing April 3rd via
can't wait to watch
video
this.
on demand. Should be really, really interesting.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm going off of everything that we did see because from what I know, they weren't really hidden, and they would show you when, like, especially when he started touring around in the motorhome and stuff.
Yeah.
They just showed you how they would just run up on a place, do whatever he wanted to do, but he helped everybody.
He brought a lot of
Dude,
guys.
he bought meals. He would go into a place. Or how you doing? Everybody gets food. Everybody.
Yeah, they're great.
Remember
they were,
for all the
they were great
gladiator
dudes.
fights when these guys would show up in the car?
Yeah, these guys-
he'd
What
pop
happened-
The trunk and they'd
He remember he got in a car wreck.
No,
He
what
got-
happened? No, what happened to Skyscrape and Mask though? What happened to Tap Out?
Oh, you mean Skyscape and
Punk Ass.
Yeah,
Sorry.
they
I think
still
they
sold the
sold
company.
them.
They did
They're
sell it.
still part of it, but they sold the majority of the company.
Yeah.
I think they have some creative input. That's about it. Something
Yeah,
like that.
this is going to be on iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon. I think a few others. Check this out again, April 3rd.
You got to realize. I don't know.
Big
how,
grassroots
so,
guys.
yeah, so many
that
people watching
started.
right now. Maybe you just started watching the sport within the last couple of years. I know it's been growing, and there's a lot of new watchers of mixed martial arts. Tap Out has been there from the get go.
the
They helped
beginning.
shape the sport. They helped a lot of up and coming fighters, not just with,
Sponsored Chuck Liddell before he's in the UFC.
Before he
They
was in
took
the
care of him
UFC.
with gear. They took
Yeah.
care of him
Yeah.
with money. They helped put him up. They found places for him to stay. They
Yeah.
found
I mean,
jobs
Tap
for
Out,
these
in my
guys.
opinion, Tap Out is synonymous with the UFC in the early days.
Yeah,
without a
they
doubt.
they basically took guys and they wanted to give them enough money and sponsorship money so that they could train full time
right.
and make it
They
a
did.
full time
Yeah.
job
'Cause they
like
knew
it's
what was
becoming
involved.
now.
Yes, for
Right.
13 years, there was no money
Yeah.
in the UFC. Everybody who was part of the UFC lost money.
You got guys like Evan Tanner, who was training off of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tapes in his garage
Yeah.
and in his basement and became a world champion just on that
Yeah.
because he had guys like Tap Out to believe in him.
Yep.
Well, not only Tap Out, but some of these gyms that you know the names of and you think they're so great right now, you have to think at a point, a lot of these gyms, guys would sleep out in their vehicles at night.
Hell yeah.
And
Or
they
in
come-
the gym.
Oh, well, if you look at the Diaz
yeah.
brothers stories, them coming up, the only reason they trained was to get a free taco truck burrito afterwards.
Well, that you'd be lucky because you go to a lot of these fights. I remember taking my guys up. We never got a lot of times you wouldn't get rooms, and everybody would sleep in one car. We'd all pool together, man, and I'd work overtime to get money. So my guys, we could all go to McDonald's before the fight or make
Yeah,
weight,
it's not,
or whatever.
That,
It's not
that's what
easy.
pisses me off about. And I'm glad the sport's mainstream and everything. And again, I haven't been here since the beginning, like a lot of you guys have. But for these people that come in now and they're like, "Oh, that fighter, fuck him! I can't believe this card's." Dude,
Yeah, get out there
if
and
you're
do
in the
it.
show right now, you're in the show.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are, and you might not be the best fighter in the world, but if it's a pay-per-view, I'm gonna pay to watch you, and I'm gonna watch the sport, whatever channel it's on, so that it gets ratings. I might even bring up multiple screens so it gets multiple ratings. You know?
You're not buying more than one pay-per-view.
No, I'm not.
But I'll buy you on Amazon, even with your delay.
Oh, but hey, I was at the crab feed. We watched it at the table.
That was
Nice.
awesome.
I didn't pay for it though, but we did.
Somebody
watch it.
did.
Somebody did. Somebody did.
That's true.
Bellator 195 happened, what was that, last week? Last Friday?
Friday.
Last Friday. Down there in Thackerville, Oklahoma.
Sure did.
Main card.
We had Juan Archuleta get a win over William Joplin with a unanimous decision. Then he had a split decision with Christina Williams over Emily Ducat. Joe Timago over Joe Warren with a split
Man.
decision.
What's
Battle.
happening in Texas? Fort Hood. What's up? Go ahead.
Joe Warren, man, I thought he had that fight. But
Yes,
good,
that's true.
good on Timangelo.
And then Darian Caldwell, Timangelo, Leandro Higo. This was a submission with a guillotine choke, the only finish of the main card in favor of Darian Caldwell, who is your champ.
Yeah. And then we also had UFC 222.
Which I watched on the Amazon streaming.
The big card here. Oh, too far.
Hey, and I don't know about you, but even on the phone, I think we had one hiccup through the whole
I
card.
glitched every fight, but it wasn't bad enough to where I was like irritated.
You think it was mostly your end of the service?
It wasn't my connection. I don't think so, but I did. I mean, maybe it has.
It's a
to
new
be,
service.
If you were watching a streaming and I was watching a streaming, you didn't have any issues. I had an issue every fight.
Right.
And it was for some of it. I think the longest one was probably 30 seconds. The longest one was enough for me to get up and go, okay, what's going on? But then, like, as soon as I
Go
got
to touch
up,
your TV and it's all,
okay,
Yeah.
that works. And I would have that fast forward effect where it would
Right.
catch up. It wouldn't just start wherever it was. It would literally fast forward that 30 seconds and then give me the action.
But and like you said, I too would be okay with everything. But if like it glitched and then next thing I know they were raising somebody's hand, at that point
That's
I would be
frustration.
like, I want my money back.
Yeah. So, yeah, kicking off your Fight Pass prelim card.
Yeah, Jordan Johnson get a split decision over Adam Milstead. Then Cody Stamen over Brian Caraway with a
Who's
split
going to
decision.
continue to cry.
He did not have the baby fire in him like we thought. Zach Otto gets a TKO over Mike Pyle in the very first round, and that was your Fight Pass on Fox Sports 1. CB Dollaway gets a win via DQ, illegal punches. Hector Lombard loses that.
Watching this, I was watching this at work. We don't have sound. So I just see the referee standing there like, all right, stop. I said stop! And so when we first watched it without sound and hearing the horn and all that kind of stuff, it looked like he's throwing a punch, and as he's throwing the other one, the referee's like, whee!
Again, we've ran into this before. There's a thing called muscle memory, and these guys go into their combos, and that shit just happens.
And it just goes. And even John McCarthy says, look, yes, it was illegal, 100% after the bell, but he was reacting to the kick that he got, number one. Number two, as a ref, you hear the clack, you need to be right there. The minute the horn is going, you have to
he should have took
physically,
the punch.
that's what he said. You should be physically between them, not like this, like, all right. Got it.
No matter how big they are, you're the controller of the ring.
When are we going to see a ref get knocked out?
I think
never
if he
seen
would have
that?
stepped in and the way Hector
like
Lombard...
in the UFC.
I think if this is not Gilbert Revel. We're not talking about Gilbert Revel here. Not gonna
Last big time a referee got attacked was McNugget.
No, I don't mean attacked. I mean like stepping in to stop the fight. And
so I think if he would have stepped in between Hector and Lombard, that ref probably would have went down. I mean, that was a big, heavy punch.
Right.
CB Dollaway didn't even know what happened. They kept I got knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
I was down.
He chuckled, Liddell. What happened?
He seriously, every time they kept asking him, he's like, what? No, yeah, I'm fine. I'm ready to go. Yeah, I can do this. Yeah, what? What do you mean I got knocked out? I didn't get knocked out.
Oh, I don't have Fox Sports 1. I didn't even see that. He got knocked out?
Oh, he basically sat down his butt, fell over, and he went to go, and he goes to get up, and he's like, huh? What?
Hey, we can start this fight or
where's
what?
breakfast?
And they separated, and they're talking to them like, hey, you got hit after the bell. You look like you were out. And he's like, what?
We had one breakfast, yes.
I was
What about second breakfast?
I was knocked out. And so they called at that time. The referee did go and talk to Herb Dean, who was also ringside, because they do have a ringside referee to see things if they didn't see things, and basically talked to him and said, look, do you think it was intentional? And he's like, I mean, he was throwing the punch. So that's why it becomes disqualification.
Yeah.
So what do you think is going to happen in the hearing?
What hearing?
Oh, he
Did he challenge it?
Hector Lombard challenged it?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing?
They're going to be like, cool story, bro. It's still a DQ. Move along.
John Dodson gets a split decision.
You don't get your filing fee back, huh?
No.
Oh, man.
I still haven't gotten mine back. John Dodson gets a split decision over Pedro Munoz. Alexander Hernandez with a KO over Benil Dariush in the very first round at 42 seconds. Why even show up? And then Mackenzie Dern in a controversial split decision over Ashley Yoder.
Yeah. Megan Anderson was on Twitter basically saying, how about we give some props to Ashley Yoder basically for showing a lot of holes in Mackenzie Dern's game, especially with how heavy that she was being pushed by the UFC. I don't know. Watching the fight, I mean, we were kind of joking about this, texting back and forth. It's like, name me one Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter, heavy Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter with good takedowns.
Zero.
None. They just don't have any.
And I'm going to need you to translate for me. You might step in and translate.
I'd be very happy to.
Okay. All right. I'm from California.
Uh-huh.
And I don't even have an accent. Okay, there we go. That was my statement.
Did somebody say you had an accent?
No, the whole Dern.
The whole My favorite
Man,
thing
I
was
can't follow that.
So after the fight, it was kind of funny because George Gurgel's there, like to translate.
George of the Jungle.
Who's normally their Portuguese
yes, okay.
translator.
Gotcha. I'm sorry, I no sold you, Dennis.
And
My bad.
basically,
My bad.
basically they go to talk to her and they give it to George, and George is like, she's speaking English. But okay, it continues going on about what's going on.
Wait, she answered in English. They still gave the mic to George.
She said something in Portuguese.
They got confused because
What had happened was
Go ahead, go.
they had asked her afterwards, "What was up with George Gurgel coming in there to translate for you?" She's like,
Are you paying attention, Blake Stevenson?
She's like, I don't know.
you paying
She's like, to
attention?
be honest, I told them
Get a
that
pen and a pad.
when I won, that I wanted to address my Brazilian fans in Portuguese, that I speak Portuguese. I would like to address them because she says, I feel I have more fans in Brazil than I do here in the United States right now. I would like to address them in Portuguese.
especially in Texas.
They brought out
Haters.
They brought out George Gurgel thinking she's going to speak Portuguese and they would have to translate it.
Oh, okay.
So when she does speak English, they're like, "Oh wait, George, why are you here? Just stand there. You're cool." And she basically just went along her thing.
So
And
that's what happened to George Gurgel now? He's just a translator?
yeah, he's a translator for the UFC.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good to know.
That's good
Good to know there's
money for
opportunities
doing
after,
that.
after
His wife fights, but he
after
doesn't fight
Rich
anymore.
Franklin.
So they basically had some confusion. She goes, I guess he was backstage. They said they wanted to do this, and they were like, "Oh, we got to get him out there. We got to have him translate." And then she fucking speaks English. Like, it's fine. Everything's good.
I would
Yeah,
never
she
guess.
wanted him to speak Brazilian.
Yeah, to speak better Portuguese than herself.
Yeah, I would have never guessed that she spoke Portuguese. It's not like she has an accent or anything.
Or,
so.
has
Why do
parentage
you have to
that's
have an
all,
accent to speak Portuguese?
that's all Portuguese and Brazilian or anything.
She's
speak
a
Portuguese?
liar.
Do you speak Portuguese?
Fluently.
Fluently?
Do you?
Fuck no.
What do you see from Mackenzie Dern? A lot of holes in the game.
Yeah,
Do you think
won.
she's
Yeah, she's
gonna
got a
do
lot of
well?
holes in the game. But when we talked to her, we knew she had holes in the game.
She's only 5-0.
Yeah, she already said she's like, I
Yeah,
don't
but
want to
not,
get.
but not
5-0,
in
you gotta give
UFC
time.
contention.
Right.
No,
Right.
not at all. But when we talked to her,
Yep.
she openly admitted that her boxing game is not strong.
Yep.
And she did not want to get punched in the face, and that she was going to take it to the ground as soon as she could.
Yep.
She doesn't
That's
have
bad
stand up.
theology.
It's just not there.
Yeah,
It's not there yet.
Not there yet. She's got plenty of time. 5-0.
Plenty of time, yeah.
As long as they don't feed her to the wolves, I think she'll be.
And that's the
fine.
thing. Like I said, we
That's
even
what
we even
happens,
we even
right?
addressed with her. Like, do you think you should be getting a main event spot like right away, or do you want to build your
Her next fight should be Jezrejek
That's because they throw money in their face.
that? Well, yeah, I'm
for
sure.
the contender spot.
for the before the Rose fight.
See, you work that contract right, so whatever you fight at a champion status, you maintain that level.
I think she should fight Conor McGregor right now.
I'd watch that fight.
Fuck off.
For a chicken sandwich.
Chicken sandwich.
For a second breakfast.
I like
Onesies,
the
twosies,
chicken.
elevensies.
So your main event kicked off with Caitlin Vieira.
Yeah, she gets a win over
Kat
Kat
Zingano.
Zingano with a split decision.
Split decision. Do you think she deserved the win?
Did
Did she do enough in your opinion?
My only call of the fight.
By luck.
No way. I knew that was happening.
I was bummed out because I picked Kat Zingano, so I don't
A lot
think
of people
I can
pick
be
Kat
unbiased
Zingano.
here.
Yeah.
I
I think Kat looked good in the first round.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give you that. Yeah.
Yeah.
First
All right,
round. First
whatever.
round Kat all day.
However that works for you guys.
Andre Arlovsky, god damn it, Andre, fucking gatekeeper, gets a win over Stefan Struve. Stefan Struve couldn't do anything.
Is this a gatekeeper though? This is like gatekeeper against gatekeeper.
Yeah. No. Stefan Struve messed up by coming in so heavy. He
Yeah.
was
huge.
huge.
He was at the limit.
Yeah.
Well, he was at the limit to weigh in.
Yeah.
Who knows what he walked in the ring?
Oh,
Yeah.
fucking 285, easy.
Honestly, me and Matt think
285,
closer to
really?
290, if not 300
Well,
pounds.
yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, no, it was, but he
No,
was
he
just.
That's
he
way
was
too-
for the first time when he stepped, like he rattled on his big frame. He's got a
was-
huge
Made
frame.
the
Andre
same way on
Arlovsky
the
says,
same
I don't
line.
care about the rankings. I don't care about what's going on. I just want a title shot.
He can't get a title shot, but he did beat the piss out of
No.
Stefan Struve for 3 rounds.
Yeah.
Like that was hard to watch, man.
Hey, here's your title, gatekeeper. There you go. That's the title you want.
Retired old guy. Oh, wait.
Oh.
Sean O'Malley
What's-
gets
what's
a
the
decision
one?
win.
Journeyman?
Journeyman.
Journeyman. Andre Arlovsky's not a journeyman.
No?
No.
What makes him not a journeyman?
We're gonna hear
was
soon.
Was it because he held
We're
the
gonna
title?
hear.
No.
Dear,
He
come
was a
on.
Sambo champion before he was a UFC champion.
And-
Frankie Edgar was a champion of what before he came to the UFC?
We're not talking about if he's a
Hey,
wrestling
why
journeyman.
don't
We're
we
asking if he's a
wait?
journeyman in the
Hey,
sport of mixed martial
yes.
arts.
Why don't we
You
get
think
to
so?
that? Hey, why
No,
don't we
Andre
wait? Let's
Arlovsky, no.
get to that fight,
No.
and then we can.
Because Andre Arlovsky brought a championship into mixed martial arts with him.
Right.
So
Frankie Edgar.
anyway, we
Yes, he brought
smoking
a Sambo
Sean O'Malley.
championship.
Just because he
Did it transfer when he
It doesn't matter. He won a championship.
And he
was
gets knocked
considered
to the
an expert.
ground.
He was considered.
And even
he had
with
an expert
a messed
skill
up
coming into
ankle
mixed
laying
martial
on the
arts.
ground, Sean O'Malley
What
takes
did Frankie
the
Edgar have a
unanimous
championship division
decision.
in
Oh
mixed
my
martial
God.
arts?
State wrestling.
State wrestling championship.
All right,
Okay,
Brian
fine.
Ortega.
Fine, then I'll
He
stand
didn't
corrected.
beat him.
Yeah,
You
Brian
understand what I'm
Ortega.
saying, right?
Him, though.
If
I,
you're bringing-
I do, but I don't.
If you're bringing top
I think
credentials
it's
into
two
something-
different sports.
Okay.
I
Two
swear to
different
God,
sports.
I will pull the car over and I will come back there.
I disagree. If you're bringing top credentials into the sport, then you're not a journeyman. You're actually skilled, top skilled
Okay, we could
in
have-
one aspect of the sport.
Do you want to get past the Sean O'Malley beating Andre so that we can get to that one?
Yeah,
What you're trying-
then Brian Ortega up against. We already had it out. Then Brian Ortega knocked out Frankie Edgar in the first round of 4 minutes and 44 seconds.
the trouble.
First person to ever finish Frankie Edgar with a punch.
His
right?
entire career.
Has he been finished? He's never been subbed either, right?
Nope.
Hey, because
All decisions.
I did
That
ask
was
to
a hell
change
of a
my
fight.
pick on the show. I know it didn't get changed on the.
No,
the
you
pick.
didn't
change
do
it.
that.
I asked.
You can't do
We
that.
could rewind.
It's already done.
You can't do it. Once they are submitted, there is no resubmitting.
Okay.
You can't resubmit in the UFC.
Okay. No, there's a ref to help you from yourself. There was no ref to help
Yeah,
me.
guess what? This ref was like, let him die.
And then of course, Chris
tap.
Cyborg Santos retains her championship over
Jesus.
Yana Kutsukaya with a TKO in the first round of 325. Did you guys see? Let me ask you this. Did you see when Chris Cyborg had Yana down, Yana had her leg or her ankle, and Cyborg could have got her back, but instead stepped out and walked away to reset? That's what I'm talking about her not finishing fights as soon as she could. She could have boxed Yana's ears and was like, no, I'm going to stand her back up.
Yes, you
I wanna knock
stretch
you
it
out.
a little
Yeah.
bit more.
Did you feel at any point the way that Yana did the takedown at first that she might have had a chance at that?
No.
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 Never?
Cyborg having fun, man.
Your needle never went, Yana?
He's a
No.
beast. He's gonna be a tough
No.
one to beat.
So the discussion that me and Joey have been having now for what, the better part of a week?
Jesus.
We had it for one night. I don't think we ever continued it.
Is it going on right now?
Together.
We spent 2 weeks there one night.
It's still here.
It's
Yeah.
still here.
Is that so?
bad
I want to
married
ask our listeners
So
out there and
listen
everybody
to
on
this.
Facebook. Basically, Joey's stance is that Frankie Edgar is a journeyman fighter, and is basically that's where he's at, and will be possibly the greatest journeyman of all time in the UFC.
Yeah, because
my
I'm sorry,
stance.
I can't make my
No,
stance.
I'm
clear.
saying
you're making my stance for
Okay,
me.
go
I
ahead.
can't make my stance.
What is the stance? Without going into details,
No,
what
go
is your
ahead.
statement?
No, go ahead, finish up.
Go ahead. What's your statement?
No, go ahead, finish up.
Yeah, My statement is that after you've got a title, you cannot be considered a journeyman.
Okay, I disagree.
I
with
could
that.
say we will agree that he is going to be a gatekeeper, probably for the rest of his career.
Okay.
You wouldn't agree with
I
that?
don't. I think
I'll
you
agree
don't
with
agree.
that. I'll agree with that. I'll agree
My
with
only-
that.
my only
I don't
disagreement-
agree with your
my only-
definition of journeyman.
Yeah, my
I
only
think-
disagreement with that is
But-
if Conor never comes back and fights and never does anything
Uh-huh.
else again, he held 2 titles and he won't even be mentioned as with any respect that a lot of these guys are going to be
Okay,
mentioned with.
but he can't be considered a journeyman.
He won't be considered.
If you look
shit.
up the definition of a
I
journeyman.
text you the definition of journeyman.
No, you made up your own text.
No, I looked it up and I copied it and I texted it to you. I cut and pasted the fucking definition and sent it to you. I'm saying when they show up,
Definition from
when
what?
they show up into the UFC, into mixed martial arts, which is mixed martial arts, and they're not a champion of any sport when they walk in,
Specific,
they would
fuck
be
that.
like a jack of all trades, a journeyman. They studied all of these. They haven't mastered any of them. Okay, whereas Arlovsky, who was your previous example, had a Sambo championship. He has a mastery in that sport,
Okay.
which goes into mixed martial arts. I was unaware Frankie was a state wrestling champion. I would say that's a credential that would make him more than a journeyman. He is an expert in that one spot. So therefore, sure, he's not a journeyman by definition, but you have plenty of guys like Heath Herring or other guys who were journeymen coming in who knew all these different aspects of mixed martial arts. They could punch, they could grapple, they could wrestle, but they hadn't mastered any of them. By definition, that would be journeyman. I was under the assumption that Frankie Edgar did not have a mastery of any of those aspects. If he's a state wrestler, then he's got that credential, he's not a journeyman. If he doesn't have a championship in anything before coming into the sport, he is a journeyman.
Okay, and this is where I say that that's wrong. That definition of a journeyman says any fighter, a journeyman is a fighter who has adequate skill but is not of the caliber of a contender or a gatekeeper. Outside of combat sports, journeyman is a trader or craftsman who has completed an apprenticeship but not the level of master craftsman.
Right. So when he came in the sport, when he came in the sport, he was a journeyman, and then he became a champion.
Okay, and this is why I'm saying once he becomes a contender and once he becomes a champion, he can no longer be considered a journeyman fighter.
So you can agree that when he came in the sport, he was a journeyman.
That's possible.
So
yes.
we're fucking splitting hairs. Jesus fucking Christ. Moving on.
No, because you said he's a journeyman now.
Okay, fine. He's not a journeyman now. He was a journeyman when he came in. He
God,
went
we
from
have no
journeyman to contender to
AR-15s
champ,
in this
back to
room. That would
gatekeeper.
be-
You
I
happy?
want to know who the Tapout champion was.
No, that's it. That's what it is. He came in as a journeyman.
Billy
He
Blank.
went to contender, became champion. Now he's gatekeeper.
I can say yeah.
Okay, then we agree. Fuck it. That's the show. Go fuck yourself. Turn it off now. God damn it.
I fuck myself
Fucking
when I
hair
walked
splitting.
in the damn
Jesus
That's not
Christ.
hair splitting. That's been
That's
my
hair
argument since
splitting.
day one.
That's hair splitting.
It's been my argument since day
Split
one.
them
You said
hair.
he is a journeyman and will be considered the greatest journeyman of all time. I said no.
Because when he came in, he was a journeyman. So you can still look back
guys,
and go,
go to Tachi
he was the greatest
Palace.
journeyman of
You
all
said
time.
is, as in currently.
No, I'm making a point here.
He's a Mongolian.
That's the thing.
bare
When you
knuckle
look back on
Kyokushin
Frankie Edgar's
champion,
career, you can go,
two-time
he was
Mongolian
a champion.
He was the greatest journeyman of all time to come into the sport because then he became a contender, became the champion, and became a gatekeeper.
there's
Started
no way.
off as a journeyman and then mastered all of that. Greatest journeyman of all time.
No.
Yes. Yeah. You got to start somewhere, and he started as a journeyman.
But he is not a journeyman presently, which has been my argument the whole time.
But he started as one, so he's the greatest one of all time.
Come on, ladies, wrap it up.
Or not?
You got somewhere to be? No, you don't. So push the buttons and let us argue.
Hey, Gene, thanks for being here. We appreciate
God,
it.
I love being here. I want to thank you. I don't think I'm ever coming back. But
I don't think I'm coming back either. I'm taking 2
Go to
weeks off.
Tachi Palace, folks, on the 29th.
29th of this
Voodoo.
month. Go see Team Voodoo fight.
Go see
Check
the
us out.
jury, man.
SD_MMA
come out.
on Twitter and Instagram. Also, Split Decision MMA Podcast on Facebook. SplitDecisionMMA.com is our website. And follow us on iHeartRadio. Big thanks to our sponsors, Dependable Solutions. If you want a way to innovate your business with credit cards, if you take them and you want a better rate, they can hook you up. If you don't take them and you want to make more money, check out Dependable Solutions. And of course, Strongboard. Get on board. Change the way you work out. StrongboardBalance.com. That's it for this week. No fights going on this weekend. So until
There's
next
going to
time,
be a fight in here.
have a good night.
Split decision right here.
We'll see you at the fights.